Welcome everybody, my name is Michael, and today we have a setback, unfortunately. Well, so I went outside with a client, I did get a sale, everything's great, and I was double checking the miles with the client, with his vehicle, and I had my earmuffs in my hand. I always have them ready, except for situations when suddenly there is a sudden noise, then immediately there's not enough time to put it. Immediately I cover my ears. If I have one hand busy, I cover it like that. This year is the worst year, of course, but there was a very, very loud noise from a truck. I was right next to the road, so we have a parking lot. There's a front row and a back row in front of the dealership, and his car was parked a little bit closer to the road. You still have about 50 feet to the road, but that's very close for my ears. And about a couple hundred feet away, there's a truck. Suddenly, and it did this for the next 30 seconds. It went from all the way over there to where the intersection where the lights are, because a vehicle pulled out in front of this truck. And I'm angry at that vehicle because he pulled out in front of this truck. If that never happened, the truck driver would never have honked this horn. A truck is a very, very dangerous vehicle that cannot be stopped in an instant like a vehicle can, like a car can. And it takes a pretty long stopping distance. But I'm also very, very upset at this truck driver because that was an overreaction. He could have, 5 seconds, not, and it kept going and going. I was covering my ears. I moved behind kind of the car. I was just in shock, this utter shock. The noise was so loud that now this ear, which was closer to that, hurts. And I was just in such a shock that for the first minute afterwards, I messed up my words with my client. Instead of months, I said miles. Instead of this, I don't know. I was talking like that, basically. I was in shock. So this is going to be a big setback. I had to take Xanax. I have a prescription for it for tinnitus, for my, the anxiety related to incidents such as these. I don't take it on a daily basis. I don't even take it on a every week basis. I take it on am I feeling okay today? Great. I don't need it. If there's a really bad day, I take it. Or if there's events like this, where unfortunately I need to take it because there's this anxiety for the next couple hours afterwards in relation to, are my ears going to get worse? Is this going to get worse? And for the short term, yes, it is going to get worse, 100%. It has been every single time there was a loud noise, every single time. There was immediately after a spike, and sometimes new tones, and sometimes it gets permanently worsened, and that's what it is. And my ears, unfortunately, were 3.5 years into it, approaching 4 years of tinnitus and hearing loss, and every single year, it has gotten worse. It has gotten louder. There's new tones. This year is a lot worse, and hearing aids did not help. I've tried many things that did help. And unfortunately, the only thing that does help is distracting myself, and you can't fully distract yourself. So what I do is I just work, and days where I have to stay home, I avoid loud noises. I don't live a very normal life. I miss the days of concerts. I miss the days of being able to go out onto the street without having earmuffs on. And I don't overprotect myself as well with these earmuffs because, well, unfortunately, that can also worsen tinnitus and it can worsen your sensitivity. But I put them on if I know that it's next to a busy street. I try and do curbside pickup from stores now instead of going inside stores because people slam carts. There's loud honking. There's sometimes car alarms. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong in a particular day that normal people don't think about. I cannot walk outside. I cannot drive a normal convertible or have my windows down. I can walk outside as long as it's not next to a busy street. Busy cities are unfortunately a menace for me. So I can go to a park. I can go to nature reserves and all these beautiful areas where relatively it's quiet. And I've gotten used to a lot of things. And overall, my mentality towards tinnitus has gotten a lot better. Unfortunately, there are moments where no matter how strong you are, you know it's going to get worse, and I feel it getting worse. I already know it is worse because I feel this pain that wasn't there. It's physical pain. It's as if someone punched me, except it's in my inner ear. And sometimes I feel this burning sensation. and I feel this weird kind of like echo sometimes. I can't even describe it to you because it's different every single time. Different noises trigger different things. I hate the fact that it's summer now and there's tons of loud motorcycles. So what I have to do is have to save up money and move somewhere quieter next year. And that's pretty much that. And I have to move somewhere to a small town, not where I am right now. Unfortunately, I had to pick that apartment because of a bad crowded situation. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff that unfortunately I'm not there yet financially and credit wise and all this stuff to be able to have a quieter life. There's already a lot of things I've done to make my life better in terms of preparing for tinnitus and trying to avoid even furthering my hearing loss. But I understand that we're at a point right now where if things continue to get worse, there might be a day in my 30s, in my 40s, in my 50s where I might not be able to hear, and I might have to wear hearing aids all the time, and I might be deaf. It's very interesting because I have a sales associate who is deaf, and he has to wear hearing aids because he cannot hear, but he doesn't have tinnitus. He's doing all right. And there are many, many people out there who have hearing loss and don't have tinnitus, and there's many people who don't have hearing loss and they have tinnitus or hyperacusis, or, you know, the most common is misophonia, where that's not really a disease, it's more annoyance. I mean, it definitely causes anxiety for many people out there, but I have a lot of noises I avoid. So anyways, I wanted to vlog about this with you guys because I feel close to crying because I just can't control my emotions at this point. It is like there's weeks where everything can be fine and you have this setback, and I just didn't have enough time. It happened so quickly. And usually if there's a siren, that's why I have my earmuffs. If there's a siren from far away, I put them on immediately. If there's something, a loud motorcycle, a loud noise, I try and get inside of the building. I try and park vehicles close to the building. And I've made my life at the dealership now where pretty much anything loud, I try and give that to somebody else. If you have to drill, I ask someone else to help me out with the loud things. And the only loud thing is pretty much going outside now, because unfortunately we live next to a busy street. And there's a hospital 2 miles down that way, and there's sirens every 15-20 minutes. So usually if there's a siren, I have enough time to get inside the building or inside the car and earmuffs, and we're fine, and I tell clients. But this was one of those situations where it was just unlucky timing. If I went outside 2 minutes later, I would have been fine. Or 2 minutes earlier, probably would have been fine too. So this is how it kind of looks like when I'm outside with these on. Found a new spot to chill. So this is gonna be nice and quiet. We've got somebody kayaking over there. My ear hurts, but it's not extremely bad yet, but it's very annoying, very frustrating. But beautiful summer weather to calm me down. So we cannot get too depressed about the situation because we have no control over this horrendous disease. It definitely has limited my ability to make money, but I'm doing the best that I can right now. And there's a very simple example. Some people are going to say, how does it limit you? Well, there's plenty of jobs that I can't do. They're either too loud, too quiet, or they have the potential to ruin my ears. Even something as simple like working in a factory, obviously very loud, but even if you're a scientist, there are certain chemicals you cannot be around if you have sensitive ears, because it is proven to actually cause hearing loss. There's so many day-to-day items that can cause hearing loss that, again, for sensitive hearing, will almost always, whatever I'm really sensitive about, it always spikes me, and in certain cases, it's a permanent spike. With car sales, the easiest example is right now I'm making good money. There were months where I was top salesman, and I hope to be, top salesman for a couple more months this year, maybe even for the whole year. Probably not, but many of the months that I am in car sales, there's many weeks that there's certain things that I wish I could do. I wish I could go back through the service drive and talk with a client there. I wish I could go talk with the porters in the service drive or in the detail bay, or take a car through a car wash without my ears hurting, or even just simply going outside and talking with a client. No, it all has to be done inside. I love being at my office. Like, that's my dream goal, to be a finance manager, because I just want to sit in my office, and I love sales. I love selling inside. But as soon as I go outside, it's like a rush, I hope there's no motorcycles, loud cars, sirens, truck horns, whatever is going on outside, there's always a risk that something's going to happen. When I'm appraising vehicles, I always have my earmuffs on. When I am getting to a vehicle to clean it to whatever that a client doesn't see, always have my earmuffs on. Almost always. I try and park it right next to the door so it's immediately, boom, right then and there. Sometimes from the car wash, which is off to like the quieter side of the dealership, that's where I park. Sometimes the car wash, if a car comes in and nobody's there, there's an alarm. So, you know, there's so many loud things that you just have to avoid. And if I didn't have to act kind of like a madman sometimes, I think there's certain people that I could have sold to. And there's certain situations where I think I would have more leverage because in certain cases, I need to ask someone for help. And I don't think it affects my pay greatly, but I do think that there would be a better conversion rate if I could go outside and spend as much time as I could with a client instead of, hey, come inside. I do think that there are some clients that have left and they don't understand my situation. Even outside of sales, what I used to do is go to crypto conferences. I can't really do that anymore. Can't go outside for the most part. So there's a ton of stuff that I'm limited with. But as always, my mentality, you know, you have to keep on going. That's it. My ears are hurting like crazy right now, and it is what it is. So just wanted to complain to you guys. YouTube's given me faith, and that's pretty much that. So hopefully one day there's a cure. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and wish me all the best of luck. Okay, definitely a lot more relaxing. Thanks for listening in, and wish you guys all the best. Have a good rest of your day.